Hi and welcome to this video about hyperextended elbows. So hyperextended elbow means that there's too much flexibility in the elbow, in the joint, and this is normally most of the women, but some men also. In my case, it's because I was a dancer and we used to stretch to the maximum and stretch and stretch and stretch, and so I overstretched my joints. So what we want to do in Pilates is protect the joints but connect the muscles all the way to the powerhouse, because the arm is not just this, arm continues all the way to my waist, to the lower back. So what happens when I stretch my arms? As you can see, my left arm, it's really hyperextended. So I stretch because we reach a lot, the arms and the legs in Pilates. So when you really stretch your arm, have a look at your elbows, and if the forearm is going away of the alignment of your upper arm, that means this is blocked. So I need to soften the elbow a little bit. It's like bend it gently. You see, my right one is not as bad, but left one is really over hyperextended. So I stretch, but I need to soften my joints, but I still want to feel the length in my arms. We also need to look at the correct alignment of the arms in Pilates. So have a look at your shoulder, elbow, wrist alignment. It's very important, because if your hands go here, then you won't be able to open your chest area. If your hands are here, then you are further away from your powerhouse, so you might not feel the lower back. So really take your time and correctly align your arms. Here, with the joints free. And also the wrist want to be straight, not like this, not like this. Sometimes we move like this, sometimes we grab like this. So if we work with the stick in the hand, again, alignment would be, correct alignment would be follow this bone, straight there. So sometimes we have a stick, sometimes we pull it apart. When we pull it apart, maybe the wrist does this. So we want to really align it, watching the elbows at the same time. There. And of course, when we lift the arms up, we still want to keep the elbows soft. And then we open to the side. I still want to keep my elbows soft. And then I press my arms down, lifting my waist, keeping the elbows soft. So if I don't soften my elbow and I work like this all the time, over the time this is going to create a lot of pressure in my elbow. It could cause pain or injury, which I'm not interested in. And it also means that by putting a pressure in the joint, that means that I'm not working my my arm all the way. So I'm just creating pressure here, and there's no more energy running through the arm. So we really want to be soft in here and feel the connection from the side. If you have a look at some pictures of Joe Pilates online from many years ago, there's actually some pictures of him showing this. I think it's to Romana Kryžanovska. And he's got his arm like this, and he's putting the other hand in here to feel that the arm is connected to here. And you can actually try it now. So stretch your arms correctly aligned in front of your shoulders, stomach in and up. Put hand here, it's like between the side and the shoulder blade, and move your arm down and up, correctly aligned. And you should feel that there is a movement here. Sometimes I let my client to put the hand in here. Don't press with the hand that you put in there. Just gently rest it there and feel. The shoulder has to be engaged also. If you do it like this, then you're not going to feel it. So the shoulder goes down, you connect the arm from the powerhouse, and then if you just small movement, move it and see if you feel it. If you feel it there, then you're on the right journey. So I hope this helps. Similar to elbows, we can also hyperextend the knees. So what it does is it creates pressure on the knees, and then again we're not working the leg all the way to the powerhouse. So we're creating pressure on a joint and we're not connecting the muscles from the right place. So the energy doesn't flow onto the end of the leg. I'm a pretty good example of this because I was a dancer for many years, and we have to really extend and stretch and really go, so we are seen on a dance floor from far away when we were competing, and you have to do these beautiful figures. And of course I didn't have Pilates then, many years ago. It existed but not in my country. So bit by bit I was pushing my joints to extend, to be really tall, to be seen, until I kind of overstretched my joints. But I'm lucky enough to have a Pilates method in my life now. And so what happens is, when we lengthen the legs, or we stretch the legs when you're standing, really stretch your legs, pull the stomach in and up, hug your inner thighs and lift your inner thighs up. Now, if you are not softening the knees, if you have the hyperextension of the knees, not everybody has, if you're more rigid, then more likely you might not have this, but you could be rigid on a different part of the body, but hyperextending on the knees and elbows. So check it out. So when we really stretch the legs, if the knees go backwards, so from the side, this would be looking like this. Now my knees are soft, and now I stretch my knees. You see they're kind of pushing backwards. So the bone of the knee goes behind my bone of the hip. You see? Now I soften my knees, pull up my inner thighs, and I grow tall from the powerhouse. And now I can feel my powerhouse. Here, when I block my knees, you see how kind of my booty sticks out, because the pressure of the knees is kind of sticking the bones up, and I have no powerhouse. So heels together, toes apart. If your knees are this shape, or your legs, you will have your heels separated. But from the knees to the hips, we want to have inner thighs zipped up together. So zip up your inner thighs, squeeze them together, pull them up, pull the powerhouse up, and I'm gently softening my knees behind. And I'm pulling up and I'm pulling up. So all the work that we do extending the legs out, if there is a hyperextension of the knees, then the knees have to be soft in order to get to work the outer, inner, and the back of the thigh. If the knee is blocked, there is not going to be none of these three that I just named, or there's not going to be energy flowing towards the end of the foot. Another way of checking your knees when we are sitting up is when you flex your feet and a spine stretch forward, we push the heels outwards and we lift up. You see how my heels are lifting off the mat? That's a good sign. Well, no, it's not a good sign, but this is the sign that shows that I'm putting the pressure in my knees, so I'm hyperextending my knees. This might not be, however, for everybody, because there's people that have big calves, and maybe by extending the legs that way and really stretching the legs, maybe the calf is so big that it lifts the heel up. So check it out when you're standing. Have a look on the side of the leg in a mirror maybe, or have it checked by someone, and extend your legs forward. Flex the feet and press the heels down, and that automatically creates a little space under my knees, and it softens my joint, but it still connects my seat and the leg all the way to the heel. So this would be correct, this would be not correct. Here, lift up from the stomach and relax. So when I started my certification, I didn't know about hyperextension of the knees. And when I was watching the classes, because in a school we had to be in a certain position, standing up, heels together, toes apart, and lifting up. And I was blocking my knees because I was taking it very seriously. I was very disciplined. And after 1 month of blocking my knees every day, watching the classes, my knees started to burn. One day I came to the studio and I was like, my knees actually burn. So it was quite upsetting because it took me some time to find the right school, to save up money, to prepare myself. I was really excited to take on this journey. And there I was, not being able to go on my knees because they were so sore, and just started the certification. So I had to do a lot of special exercises for strengthening the knees, and I had to take all the exercises out there are kneeling. But it was amazing because after a whole year of training, aligning my knees, softening my joints, and strengthening all the muscles that hold the knee, which is not just the quadriceps, it's the side of the thighs, very important, inner thighs, very important, and back of the thighs. So I strengthened so much that today I can do all the Pilates exercises, advanced, any of them. So it was not very pleasant at the beginning, but very beneficial because I'm able to help my clients that have problems with the knees today. So I hope you enjoy this, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you for watching.